All right. Hey, good morning. I hope this chapter two is seeing you all doing well. Today, we're going to talk about mediated communication and what that means. Specifically, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of mediated communication. We'll talk about how mediated communication can be interpersonal and mass personal, and what the difference is and what that means. And we're going to talk about how we can gain more confidence in mediated communication. Here are the learning objectives for the chapter. You can go ahead and pause the video and then go ahead and read those if you'd like. And let's get right into it. So when we're talking about mediated communication, we can think about things in an alienated or a connected type way. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the alienation that can happen when mediated communication is the primary source of communication. Because we understand, I'm sure, that mediated communication can be seen as meaningful. It can mean something to some of us. It can help build and connect with like minded people, but it can also pose some risks. And these risks increase when we aren't able to improve our competence in mediated communication. And these risks are many, unfortunately. The first risk is health risks. Health threats are a physical thing that will happen when there's too much time being spent on a mediated platform. If you were to Google the dangers of social media, you would see that there's a big concern about mediated communication and health threats. Mediated communication and social platforms, social media, those can hand uh, those. It's like giving somebody a free pass or a free key to addiction. Not all of us are going to be addicted, no, but some of the people who spend their time and realize that they can accomplish things or be who they want or see what they want online or integrate with people online, but can't take that ability and skill to do that outside of a social media situation. That can lead to health problems such as anxiety and stress. It can hit on your physical and mental health. It can affect your sleep, and sleep deprivation will cause actual psychological destruction and unhealthy habits that will rest just by overusing mediated communication. Now, we're not always going to be overusing mediated communication, but when mediated communication, online communication, when that substitutes for your face-to-face interactions that you have in life, that's when those health threats can be a little bit more challenging for you to navigate. There's a vicious cycle of alienation where it's kind of hard to determine what came first, the chicken or the egg. Did um, mental health does mental health contribute to feeling alienated, or does feeling alienated contribute to mental health? Or how do these things in the cycle that they present themselves, how do they play out? And do they play out in a way where you can pinpoint where the unhealthy habit is coming from? Or is the unhealthy habit produced by your interaction with mediated communication? Those are questions to ponder. And I'm not here to tell you if you are right or wrong in what you think, but research has shown that giving too much of your time and your effort into mediated communication platforms and ignoring face to face situations and interactions and communication can be a physical and mental drain and unhealthy for us as people. All right, I want you to just go ahead, take a couple minutes to watch this video about phones and how people are interacting with each other. So we talked about the alienating factors of mediated communication. Now let's talk about how mediated communication can help us connect with people. Uh, Mediated communication can help enhance relationships. If you use several multi multiple channels to engage with your relationships, with those relationships that you are communicating with, you have a chance to build a stronger bond with each other. It's not easy, but it can happen. um, it can help supplement face-to-face communication. If you substitute it as before, then that could be an alienating factor. But if it supplements, if mediated communication supplements your communication with someone, that can help enhance that relationship. When you are online, you tend to feel, we tend to feel that it's easier for us to say and engage and get involved in relationships. It's easier to self-disclose, and when a message is received in writing, the receiver is able to interpret that message and fill in gaps and fill in holes and kind of read between the lines how they see fit. And when the receiver can do this and they paint the picture of the message from the sender as more positive, then this is going to help build and make a new relationship feel stronger and significant. And in those new relationships, in a mediated environment, it's said that relationships that start in the mediated environment tend to build and get closer faster through the idea that it's in a mediated environment. It's not face to face. And there's things that we can uh, contribute or attribute to these messages that we're receiving that help us paint our situation in a better, more positive light, which tends to uh, help those relationships build stronger quicker. It helps sustain connection in romantic relationships. If you and your partner are together and talking every day, even when you're apart, you send quick little text messages and things about daily, normal, everyday things that happen. That helps build and sustain long term romantic relationships as well.